what would you say in your experience is the lifespan of a designer? You said if you go to a larger firm, even in those cases, is it a short amount of time? Is it something that they change because they want a new look, they want a new design? Like when you went in and did that, you made the subject sexy. And you,
Yeah.
you know, did they change up a lot?
Yeah, I've learned to live with it, but I realize there's no such thing as loyalty. There's a revolving door, and it's extremely competitive. And what keeps you on your toes is you have to constantly be doing good work, just like in class. You want to be doing your best, and you know, realizing that you might be the best drawer in your family or the best drawer in your class, but you have to look beyond the campus to Art Center and Long Beach and sort of compare yourself to those people too. And all those people are out there. And so, you know, that's part of taking stock of what your interests are. Do you want to be this renegade artist, or do you want to be somebody that plugs into the system, or, you know, but you have to sort of specialize your skills for that, to do it.
I was looking this morning through your online page and the portfolio that you had there, and there's a lamp Rapunzel.
Oh, yeah.
Do you, was that a specific project for someone, or that was
No,
part of
that
your
was
art?
my own stupid thing. You know, it's you know, to tell you the truth, whenever I showed you that picture of me holding the sign, I quit because I wanted to be an artist. I decided I'm done with design for a while because I was really burned out.
Mm-hmm.
And I started doing some relief sculpture stuff, and because I was really interested in it, and I thought maybe if I sell one of these to every hotel on, you know, between here and Colorado even, I'd be okay. But that's another lifestyle that's very challenging, and you have to be very committed to your own self-promotion in the art world, and you have to have good stuff. So I didn't do enough in a lot of areas in that venture. So I've got some stuff hanging on my own walls.
Is that one still over at Steamers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's hanging up at some jazz club around here.
What's your favorite stuff to work on?
Actually, I've got a renewed interest in furniture. I want to do more of that. I think that's really a great, you know, when you go to Milan and you see some just drop-dead gorgeous chairs, you want to say, I just like a comedian that's in the room with another funny comedian. You just want to leave the room and just, you know, sort of give it up. But if you can find some little niche, you know, and that's what it is now, just some little detail that you can magnify and focus on for this chair, that to me is a challenge. And there's always those little opportunities, and they're fairly mechanical. It's a good combination of art and mechanics. I think that's a really good thing. Ergonomics is another thing that's really good. It's not just a black box. I really, my stuff, even though I'm doing some things for some airlines now that are remote controls and things, I don't have as much of a grasp on, you know, this sort of thing, which essentially is I plug things into it and it has a hinge, but I really, besides that, I have no idea how it works, why it works. I'm more interested in the software. And a lot of products nowadays are those sort of black box technologies that could be any shape and still function and do what we need them to do.
Is the hair the switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. Some of our grads and upper division students have fallen into contract design, and they have that fear moment, like they don't know how to establish a rate and how to solicit clients.
Mm-hmm.
Any advice for someone starting out?
You know what, I would say that a hard number, you could probably go between $80 and $110, but be realistic about, you know, per hour, and be realistic about that. I will hit them with what I think it will honestly take, but I won't be exorbitant about that. And you know, having sort of an experience on how much time it takes to achieve a certain phase of work, I feel comfortable committing to that. You have to be careful if you say you're going to do a certain amount of work and it turns into something where people keep changing parameters and all the criteria. That's when you can get into trouble. And that's when, you know, tempers flare and both people feel resentful. So getting an idea of the scale of a job and then breaking it down into measurable chunks is a good way to do it. And do what you're comfortable with. You know, even if you make it, maybe may lose a little bit of hours in the beginning in the conceptual phase, they're turned on by the design, maybe you'll pick up some hours in the subsequent stuff.